Microphone check. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is Trader Interviews. Real talk, real traders. So Gil, I just signed up. So I went through the process. I described my trading style. I said how I got introduced to the program from the founder, which is great. I agreed to the risk parameters, the stop loss definition. Thought it was super simple, super easy, and then I just checked out. So in a couple of hours or tomorrow morning, I'll be ready to go. I'm super excited about that. There was a story that you just talked about that really interested me, and it goes to this idea of what's most important. So there was a trader in your program, and he had done well, and he had reached higher levels of funding. I think you said he got up to the $250,000 of funding, and then he started to have a drawdown.
So we have this guy, he's doing very great, he's moving forward, stepping up very quick. And we always looking and reassessing his trades, and we see that he knows what he's doing. It's not just pure luck. And then at one point, he was just starting having drawdown, severe drawdown. And we see it's not stopping. Right. So I called this guy and I asked him, listen.
So you called up a trader in your program?
Yeah. Okay. I sent him an email asking him if I can call him. Okay. Because we're not.
That's really unique. That's a unique perspective.
So I called this guy and we having this talk, and I'm saying to him very politely and suggesting, would you like to hear some suggestions? Because even though we are the managers of our capital and we have all the right to say to you what to do, you are the driver. And if I'm giving you the wheel, I have to trust you, and you're going to.
And maybe he feels great. Maybe he's okay. Maybe he's.
So I'm talking to the guy, and he's telling me that he's really lost, and he really wants to hear what I have to say. And I'm starting to talk to him about the mentality of what is suffering, because he was starting losing few trades. And then he came very unconfident for the next trades, and he still didn't make it, and he was just dropping sharp.
So it's like one thing after another. Like he felt he had some losing trades, his confidence goes down, and then he has some more losing trades, and then he starts to worry. And
and I remember from my experience when I was trading, when you suffer this, it's just rolling. It's really hard to stop this cycle by your own. You really need somebody to help you out with this, to bring you, to give you a new insight, to support you in a different way. The thing with trading, it's such a lonely workplace. Nobody would give you the right advice, because nobody really knows what you're doing and what you're thinking and what your considerations and what you're suffering, unless you share it with somebody. And a lot of times I say that trading, because it's a performance skill, performance profession.
It's like being an athlete.
I compare it to pro athletes, that they need to work under high pressure, but they have their team, they have their coaches, they have their psychologists, they have everything. They have everything, that if they are suffering from a sequence of losses, somebody can talk to them. And if they are and if they are lucky and they are suffering for sequence of winners, they have their psychologists to make the most out of it.
It's true. LeBron James, who plays basketball, of course, last year it was said that he spent $1.5 million just on personal development, not on strength training, but nutrition, psychology, mental toughness, preparation. That's an amazing investment in himself. And that's above and beyond all the practices, all the coaches, all the other people. So it's amazing.
That's exactly what most of us, the simple traders in this arena, are not having. We're not sitting in a room with more traders like us, that they can give us the right advice at the right time. So I realized that we are the right people for this. We are very intimate with our traders. We see what they're doing, and if we can put our finger on something, we can talk to him. And this guy was very happy to hear what we were saying, and we were discussing new trading plan for that situation. When you are in a very deep drawdown and you're very distressed, and these things can distract you, you can just say, okay,
that's what happens a lot of the time.
I'll try something, and boom,
I'll just try something. Yeah, exactly.
And so it's very easy for people to lose their mind. And we care for our capital, and we wish our traders to be that same.
Sure.
And we want to encourage them to create that responsibility as well. So it's our best interest to support these traders
Right.
At the hard times.
Exactly.
So
you had some unique advice for this gentleman.
So I told him, okay, you have $50,000 initial,
Right.
but consider if it was like 50,
Okay.
and now you have $1,000.
Right.
So it's like you have now another 3% allowance to go with.
So pretend that your
reduce-
account is smaller
Yeah.
and give yourself some more room.
Yeah, it's not about the room. It's more about feeling confident that the next trade size that you put will not stress you,
Okay, right.
because you know you have enough trades to recover. So I told him we were building this schedule where when he will be able to trade with bigger lot size
Okay.
next. So we will say that. So he just cut the lot size, and he stopped the drawdown, and he was just struggling for a while. Then I gave him a call another week later, and he made it to start to gradually grow. But it's very, very hard mentally to have this severe drawdown and stop the process, rethink everything, and then start to
Right.
regain. And for that, you really have to have a supportive team.
Sure.
For Forex traders alone, you don't have this.
Right.
At that point, I realized that this is a service or experience that we should give our traders. They should be working in an environment that whenever they need that human support, somebody to talk about their plan or how to get out of something,
Right.
how to resolve a trouble, so they will have the right consultant.
It sounds like your business plan or your company goal then is to provide like a higher level of service to your clients so that they're successful, and then that will just naturally lead to more success for the business.
I used to be a trader. I know what I was missing, and I have the opportunity to bring that to the traders. I really enjoy helping out traders to be more successful. My goal for the next year is to also take traders that are not working well with their evaluation, and to get
Help
them
out.
to get them higher than the break-even
Sure.
or the losing consecutive status that they are
Right.
having. We want to engage our traders in more human support way, and we have a lot of traders, so we'll figure a way how to do it, maybe with teams, maybe with master classes or workshops where they can build their trading plan or their strategy, their portfolio management strategy in more better way, and then we'll give some more personal advice when it's needed. So this is what we're
Especially
aiming
on psychology and
for. Yeah.
the mental side of trading, or that's just so important that if you have risk management and the mental side of trading, it really is 80 or 90% of
It is.
what's necessary. There
Yeah.
are so many strategies that work just fine if you have the right perspective and if you stay strong mentally and you have proper risk management. There are so many strategies that can
And
be
if it's
successful.
suited to your goals and your personality and your tolerance, it's there are so many factors that you need to boil in together to have
Right.
this potion working for you. It's
Right.
and this is why we're aiming for experienced traders, people that are coming in a more mature way, in more experience, and they know what to expect from trading
Right.
already.
And they have a strategy they like, and they know what they like to do, and
Yeah.
they just want access to more capital. They just
Yeah.
want to have the chance to share in the profits with more capital with a strategy they know that works.
Right. We don't interrupt any genius in his work. So everyone that come with a thing that works for him, we will go with it.
Right.
And that's the concept of what we're doing.
What kind of a person is not a good fit for your program?
I think anyone could know for himself that he's not fit if he's not profitable, or he was not making it until now. I do think that because trading is a performance skill, that anyone can get there somewhere
Right.
if he invests and he or she invests enough dedication to this. But at the stage that we want to meet our traders, they have to be very mature, and I think there are few characteristics for successful traders that I've seen. Of course, you can see different variation of things, but for me, most successful traders that I've met, they have no issues with ego. They are willing to listen. They are more self-aware. They are not impulsive. They are patient, and they have a plan
Yeah.
ahead, and so all these combination of qualities are the recipe for being successful, and this is actually what we're testing in the evaluation, because it is a funded account already, but we are looking in a microscope perspective on how trader is doing.
Sure.
And when we see that once you receive your account, you will probably receive your account within a few hours. When we see a trader that once you receive the account, the next minute we see a trade, we know that this guy is impulsive.
Yeah.
And that's a big flaw for trading. If you can't wait for the right trigger and you're already in a trade.
Yeah, you wrote something on the blog, or I watched it on a webinar recording of yours where you talked about that so much of trading is waiting.
Yeah.
So much of success in life is waiting for the right opportunity and letting it come to you, and then acting.
Right.
But so much of trading for many people is just pressing the button as fast as possible.
Yes.
And, yeah.
I know I am. It's also my flaw is that I really, when I look at chart, I'm looking for to get in, but I'm over it. I know that.
Right.
I know myself. I know it's an issue that didn't help me.
Right.
And I'm trying to face my demons on
Sure.
this. So this is why I'm saying that self-awareness and having a restrained ego in this profession is really helpful, because you are willing to actually deal with the things that your personality is holding you from being successful.
That's great. I love that answer. That's absolutely spectacular. If you want to join together with me, just click the link below and you'll get all the information you need. I don't think it takes very long to sign up. There's just a simple process that you go through, and I'll see you on the other side.